Yo, what's poppin', everybody? What's poppin'? Listen, so we gotta start off this John Cena farewell video. We gotta start it off right. So let's get into it.
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining now. You can't see me, my time is Welcome to
You're listening to the Wrestling Takeover
What is your name?
with your host, Jordan Turner, who's always going to keep it real,
Come on, King.
inside and outside the ring.
Let me make myself clear.
He's got the fans behind him, King.
It's time to take over, King.
Are you ready?
He's all fired up now, King. The takeover.
Let's go.
Yo, what's good, man? What's good, everybody? Listen, this is the Wrestling Takeover podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Turner. This is Friday, December 12th, 2025. We are going to be dedicating this video to one of the greatest of all time, now being John Cena. I am going to be talking about, and I did from top to bottom, some of my favorite John Cena matches of all time. All right. But first, before we get into my opinions, my views of John Cena in general throughout WWE history, I have two things. One, I have a audio video that I'm going to be playing for you guys right now. This was John Cena. He was on the Pat McAfee show recently, and he talked about several other things. One topic in particular. We're going to get into that. And then I also want to read to you guys something that I wrote down myself in my notes. Just pretty much saying how much John Cena, meant to me as a fan. The hustle, loyalty, respect thing. I carry that through me every day of my life. That's not a catchphrase. That's a real thing to me and to a lot of people. But I'm going to talk about that, but I want to play this audio clip regarding John Cena on the Pat McAfee show.
That's tomorrow night. This is it. I am not coming back, and I understand you only have the data before me that you go on. No wrestler retires, right? That changes with me. Whether it all changes and everybody else after me retires and decides not to come back, that's fine.
I'm praying to the man above. It's so funny, when John Cena says things, you listen, right? And I did go and listen to his Chris Van Vliet interview. Chris Van Vliet is the best in the game, the best in the world at interviews and everything else that he does. He's a tremendous human being. So I want to shout out and send blessings to Chris Van Vliet. But John Cena was on there talking about, the future of the company, talking about his time in WWE, talking about just being a great company guy, right? And people look at that like, oh, why is he being a company guy? This and that. John Cena is bleeding WWE through and through. And we all can go out and talk about, oh, I wish his run in WWE was a little bit better. His final run in the WWE, I wish it was a little bit better. And yes, I do stand on that belief. I do wish it was a little bit better. But for what we got, honestly, for the moment, John Cena recreating the CM Punk pipe bomb on Friday Night SmackDown was genuinely one of my favorite moments of John Cena, in terms of promo segment wise, in terms of just pure straight trash talk. John Cena to me is in the GOAT conversation of best talkers on the mic. No doubt about that. Paul Heyman, John Cena, The Rock, right? CM Punk, many others, right, are really some of the best on the microphone. But when John Cena really talks on the mic, you listen to what he's saying. And I love, John Cena, back in the day in 03, in 06, when he was really trash talking people, 05, bringing that hip hop persona, me as a black man looking at that, I thought that shit was hot. Like, I thought it was fly, for me personally, because the way that he did it was so warming. It wasn't forced or anything. This is him. This is John Cena. This was him back in the day, right? And I really love that the black community really appreciated what John Cena brought to the table back then with the hip hop type of thing and the vibe and the presentation. He clicked instantly with the community, so that was cool. There's not a lot, but there's a few that the black community is always going to support no matter what. And John Cena is definitely one of those individuals. So the Dr. Thugonomics gimmick I genuinely loved. I thought it was great. But yeah, John Cena, man, I do believe when he says that this is it, and I genuinely believe him. I pray that it is. I don't want him to pull a Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker. I don't want him to pull any of that. You said you're done, you're done. Pull a Dave Bautista and really be done.
But I urge fans out there, please watch tomorrow and give yourself the closure that you need.
I'm definitely going to do that. I will not be reviewing Saturday night's main event. I'm just going to take in the moment of John Cena. And I've seen news and rumors throughout the week, especially today, that there was rumors suggesting that John Cena and Gunther were going to be the opener to Saturday night's main event. I'm thinking, yeah, no, that is not a good idea. People pay their money to go and see John Cena live, in person, and live in color, and they want to see him last. Gunther and John Cena need to be the main event. Period. End of story. All right? But let's continue on with the video, because John Cena definitely is, he really is one of the greatest of all time. For real, for real.
Because my biggest concern is people are like, oh, no, he's going to parlay it into WrestleMania, or this match would be great. No. Tomorrow night is it. And if you don't believe me, if you're not ready to take that on, you may not get the closure you want. And I just urge fans when they watch tomorrow to let it all out and understand that that's it. I've come to grips with it. I look forward to tomorrow with such a positive attitude and so much excitement about making that run one more time. But
there's going to be a lot of emotion, people. The emotion that people are going to have when they hear doo, 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 doo. Like when they hear that, the crowd is going to go crazy. I'm going to go crazy. We're all going to have chills together as a fan base, as a community, and as WWE fans and as John Cena fans. John Cena, his final match tomorrow night. I still can't believe it. It's pretty surreal, but listen, I respect it. Get out when you can get out. Don't be there too long. We've seen many legends, many GOATs, being there for too long. And the after effect, we get what we get. But with John Cena, man, tomorrow's going to be full of emotion.
Last time. And I think that's important to say because the data before me suggests that that's not a permanent thing. Man, I've been called a lot of stuff, but very rarely am I called a liar. And I promise you I'm a man of my word on this one.
Yeah, it feels like.
And it's so funny that there were people genuinely saying, John Cena's capping, cut the bullshit. You're going to come back. You're going to be at WrestleMania 42. Nah, man, this dude is done for real. And, when John Cena speaks, like I said, you listen. He's one of a few people. He's one of a few people in professional wrestling that when he speaks, you listen. He commands your attention, and he's going to command millions of people's attention tomorrow night. And it's going to be real interesting to see people's perception and reaction to John Cena tomorrow night.
You are taking the integrity aspect of saying this is my last time, I'm not lying to you. And it's not just you, it's a lot of traveling entertainers.
And I also don't mind the perspective that other folks have. They're entitled to that. If I could just use a couple seconds of valuable airtime and say like, yo, at least get the closure you need. I'm good with it. I'll be fine, but I ain't coming back.
Hey man, listen, you heard it from his mouth, bro. Like, if you didn't get the closure, you better get it tomorrow night because homeboy ain't coming back. And I'm hearing people say, oh, is he going to be in the business still, doing things behind the scenes? We don't know. We have no idea. All we know is John Cena is killing it in Hollywood right now. And he's going to put all his effort and attention to that. And as we've seen legends retire, Dave Bautista, I followed him, when he retired afterwards. These are our wrestling guys, man. We grew up with them. They're larger than life. You feel me? And we got to respect it. We might not want to see them go. There's rumors already swirling that, Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles are rumored next year to be retiring. And we seeing these GOATs go is it's pretty surreal because we grew up on them. We watched them. We let them into our homes. And somebody like John Cena who, over the past, couple years, or not past couple years, but, when he really, really started taking off, with the doctor of thugonomics, persona, I was a fan. Like, I loved it. I connect with it. I'm in the hip hop, space, the vibe. So seeing John Cena do that persona was cool. I connected with him. And then, the franchise. He really is the franchise. He really is WWE's GOAT. You know what I mean? WWE wants you to know that John Cena is the GOAT. To me, he's not my GOAT, but he is in that conversation. Absolutely, he should be sitting at the table. No doubt about it. And for people who laugh at other people who say, well, the reason why I watched WWE was because of John Cena. For the people that are laughing, y'all got to understand something. John Cena really was the Hulk Hogan to a lot of the people out there, millennials, right? And John Cena was the Hulk Hogan to a lot of people, right? I know people personally who still watch WWE to this day, still follow it and stuff, and are very sad that John Cena, is retiring. And I remember one of my homies was like, damn, like this is crazy. John Cena, really is about to retire. I might actually cut back on watching WWE for, time to time because, it's not going to be the same without John Cena. There are people who genuinely are having that opinion. And God bless to them. If, they feeling like that, they feeling it like that. That's on them, you know what I mean? But John Cena does mean a lot to a lot of people. And the hustle, loyalty, respect thing, that's something I hold dear to. You know what I mean? I'm big into motivation, and hustle, loyalty, respect is just not a catchphrase. You give me it's a way of life to a lot of people, and I'm definitely one of those individuals. I was not later in the years of John Cena. Like, I think I started to slowly turn because I was just not really connecting with John Cena the way, a lot of people still were around that time. I think it kind of started for me around, I'd say, like 08, 09, 2010, 11, 12, 13, you know what I mean, 14. Around that time, man, I'm just being honest with you guys, being authentic with y'all right now. Around that time, I was not really vibing with John Cena, the character. I wasn't vibing with it. I was more like, yo, damn, nigga, like, I missed the Doctor of Thugonomics persona. Like, I missed that persona. And when we got the Superman, John Cena, he could fucking probably beat up Goku and Vegeta. 2-on-1 handicap match type shit. And the way that they were really pushing John Cena like that. Even though they were still doing it in 05 and 06 and 07 and 08 and so on and so forth. But I wasn't really that upset about it at the time. It really wasn't pissing me off. Until, like I said, 08, until I believe like 2015 is where kind of things really started turning around with John Cena and my perception and my my knowledge and my awareness of, John Cena really is a big deal. John Cena is definitely a man that, has done a good deed to the WWE with the Make-A-Wishes. And, for people making fun of John Cena and all this and this and that, John Cena really is, to a lot of people, Hulk Hogan. He's their version of Hulk Hogan. And if you don't understand that, is what it is. But, John Cena with the Make-A-Wishes and the kids and, genuinely just being over. The let's go Cena sucks is something that we don't really see it out with pro wrestlers nowadays where, people are chanting for you, but you got other fans who are booing you at the same time. And it's like a home and away type of game. And yeah, John Cena has definitely had memorable moments. Like I said on the promo, he's definitely top 5. No doubt about it. John Cena on the promo, definitely top 5 for sure. And when it comes in the ring aspect, John Cena, it started in 2015, really, is where we really started to see, like, yo, this dude. Now, let's be real. Let's be real right now. Okay. In 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so on and so forth, we knew John Cena could wrestle. Okay. So when I seen people, he can't wrestle. Yo, my nigga, if he couldn't wrestle, why is he in the business? If you are a professional wrestler, you're a pro wrestler, sports entertainer, right? If you're in the business, that means you can wrestle. Now, there's more to just pro wrestling. I understand that, even though, is what it is. But if you're a pro wrestler, you can wrestle, right? John Cena can wrestle. So this perception of, John Cena doesn't have a lot of timeless hits. Nigga, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, I'm about to go down a list right now. And there's many more, but these were the ones that just immediately, popped up in my mind of just some of my favorite John Cena matches throughout his entire career. Okay. I know there's more, but these are the ones that I have in mind. These are not in chronological order. I'm just naming matches. Excuse me, from John Cena's career. So let's get into it. Let's start with John Cena versus Logan Paul from Crown Jewel. John Cena versus Edge versus Triple H from Backlash. John Cena versus RVD One Night Stand. John Cena versus Randy Orton Breaking Point. If y'all don't remember Breaking Point in 09, that was a match, and it was an I Quit match. Definitely around that time, one of the best I Quit matches around that point. John Cena versus Kevin Owens at Elimination Chamber. John Cena versus Batista at SummerSlam, and John Cena versus Batista at WrestleMania 26. Now, I went back and I actually watched all these matches, and they all hit. No doubt about it. But John Cena versus Batista, which match was better? Me personally, I mean, they're both goated for real in terms of John Cena matches, and they're both tight. They're both tight. But if I had to name one, I'm honestly gonna give it to Batista versus John Cena from SummerSlam, to be honest. But that's just me. Let's continue on with some amazing John Cena matches. John Cena versus HBK from Monday Night Raw 07. This was after their WrestleMania 23 match. And I could have sworn I seen something, in relation to John Cena. And I seen it right here. I want to comment on this because this is interesting that he really had this perspective. So John Cena was on the Joe Rogan podcast. I did listen to that one. Another good listen. Check it out. John Cena talks about how nobody will give a fuck about him after he retired. All right. I'm going to read to what he said, and then I'm going to respond to it. I'm going to retire on the 13th. They will be moved on by the Royal Rumble, and that is real facts. I will be forgotten. That is not a plea to sympathy or always remember me by the Royal Rumble, the road to WrestleMania. Nobody gives a fuck because they're focusing on what the show is, and this is John Cena talking about Triple H and the creative team. They got to focus on what they got to focus on. And so far, John Cena is not, he's not wrong here. Now, the way he put it is fuck, bro. I get what you're saying, but damn, bro. So he said by the Royal Rumble, the road to WrestleMania, nobody's going to give a fuck because they're focusing on what the show is. That's 3 weeks after I retire, 3 weeks after I retire, nobody's going to give a fuck. You're definitely going to be missed, bro. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but you're going to be missed, bro. You're really, really going to be missed. And, like I said, for people who make fun of John Cena who doesn't have timeless matches, I'm not done with my list yet. So, like I said, we got John Cena versus Shawn Michaels 07. This was their second match after their match at WrestleMania. And the WrestleMania match is definitely on here. Come on now. John Cena versus CM Punk at Money in the Bank. John Cena versus AJ Styles. Now, John Cena and AJ Styles had a series of matches, right? We had Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble. For me personally, the Royal Rumble match was the better match of the series. And John Cena and AJ Styles, definitely one of John Cena's favorite rivals. I will be naming some of my favorite rivalries from John Cena after I'm done with this list. We got John Cena versus Bryan Danielson from WWE SummerSlam. We got John Cena versus AJ Styles again from SummerSlam. We got John Cena versus Edge at WWE Unforgiven. No doubt about it. Undisputed. I ain't trying to hear shit. John Cena versus Edge at Unforgiven 06 in a TLC match is one of the greatest TLC matches in WWE history. That's my opinion. John Cena versus JBL at Judgment Day. This is one of the best I Quit matches of all time. I feel like John Cena versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 23, which is on here, so that's going to be on the list. John Cena versus JBL from Judgment Day. And John Cena versus Umaga, which is on the list, at Royal Rumble. I believe that was 07. Those three matches alone do not get its proper respect. I don't know why. Y'all are tripping if you don't give those three matches the credit that it deserves. Those three matches, Cena versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 23, John Cena versus JBL from Judgment Day, and John Cena versus Umaga from Royal Rumble 07. Y'all, listen, those three matches were gas, bro. Gas. It's very, very timeless. Speaking of JBL, John Cena versus JBL from Judgment Day. John Cena versus CM Punk. I believe this was in 2014 or 2012 on Monday Night Raw, where we actually seen, I believe it was CM Punk who did a spike power driver to John Cena. It was so crazy because we haven't seen that in years. So when we seen it, it was like, yo, what the fuck? That's crazy that they pulled that out, you know, and Vince actually allowed them to do that. John Cena versus Umaga from Royal Rumble. John Cena versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 23. Now, me personally, the match with Shawn Michaels on Monday Night Raw in 07 was better than their WrestleMania 23 match. Now, listen, I don't know what's wrong with y'all who discredit and disregard John Cena versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 23. Listen, what are y'all talking about, bro? That match was a classic. It was a classic WrestleMania match. It might not be top 10, might not even be top 15 to some people. That's fine. It is for me, top 15, no doubt. But for a lot of people to just kind of forget about it, like, come on, yo. That match is incredible. Another match that is incredible and definitely one of the best fatal four-way matches, multi-man matches in WWE history. John Cena versus Shawn Michaels versus Randy Orton versus Edge at Backlash. That match was incredible. John Cena versus Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar from Royal Rumble 2015. John Cena versus The Rock from WrestleMania 28. I thought their 28 match was better than 29, in my personal opinion. Another underrated John Cena match is John Cena versus Triple H from WrestleMania 22. Very, very underrated. And another match that is very underrated for me personally. A lot of people don't bring this match up. I don't know why, but to each their own. Respect. It's John Cena versus Roman Reigns from SummerSlam. So, those are some of my favorite John Cena matches of all time. Those are some of my favorite matches through John Cena's career. Now, I want to read something that I did write in my notes. This is talking about John Cena. All right. And the importance of John Cena to WWE to me. Let's get emotional for a little bit. Not emotional, but just like how much he means to myself and my fandom as a WWE fan. It's almost impossible to put into words just how much John Cena means to multiple of generations of wrestling fans, including myself. But here we go. He was the first post-Attitude Era megastar. Ruthless Aggression era's Rock Austin. He weathered cheesy presentation and divided crowds, winning millions over despite having a narrative of the restrictions of the steer of the PG era. John was the guy for a decade and was not afraid to be humble Lesnar or stunned Owens. He reconciled where WWE's future lied and worked to make it better when he was winding down and unable to contribute to the state of the company's future on a weekly basis. Cena has constantly evolved, bringing a level of self-awareness along with the ride that not enough stars of his ilk possesses. His hit Last Bangers is a device as that of a champion and a tourist. JBL, Umaga, AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, Edge, Kurt Angle, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Batista, Randy Orton, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Brock Lesnar, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Rusev, Bray Wyatt, R.I.P. Wyndham Rotunda, Chris Jericho, The Rock, RVD, Sabu, and many, many more. Sure, his retirement tour has been far from perfect, and I personally have not really been enjoying some of his retirement tour run, but I can't deny that John Cena, his run, his WWE lore will be missed, and it will be timeless. He's the biggest drop ball of all time. Just by having John Cena back on an almost full-time basis for the past 12 months has reminded old fans like myself and educated new about just how special and erratic a performer like he could be. He's still giving us plenty of gold in 2025 and will likely put on one more classic this Saturday before the jorts and hung in the rafters. There will never, ever be another John Cena. There will never, ever be another one like him. Hustle, loyalty, respect. You can't see me. So, John Cena. Wrap a bow on it. Wrap a bow on it, man. Listen, John Cena is one of the greatest of all time. I did see plenty of videos from content creators and stuff like that. And WWE even put out their own little video regarding people paying homage and paying respect to John Cena. Was very touching, and it was pretty emotional, to be honest. John Cena means the world to me, means the world to a lot of people. John Cena might be your GOAT. If you're listening, he might be your GOAT. He's not my GOAT, but I can't deny that John Cena is definitely in the GOAT conversation. No doubt about it. Much love and respect to John Cena. Mr. Hustle, loyalty, respect, never say die, never quit. Superman. Jordan Turner signing off. I appreciate you. I will be watching you tomorrow night. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But I appreciate you, John Cena. Thank you so much for giving me tremendous moments inside and outside the ring. I will be following you during your Hollywood journey, as I still am to this day. And hopefully you make a couple more appearances following tomorrow night and back home eventually in the WWE. Thank you, John Felix Anthony Cena. I appreciate you. You a GOAT.